How's it going, guys? My name is Splattercat, and welcome back to the next episode of our Don't Starve LP. So we're at day 10, and so we need to come up with a number of things to do for the day. Going to our scientific menu here, I'm going to take a look, and I would really like to get a winterometer, a rainometer, and quite possibly, let's take a look at the food menu. I would love to get a crock pot up and running too. So let's take a look at what we need. I want to start this episode, I want to start it off running quick. I don't want to waste a lot of time here. I want to make sure that we have things going on. So let's start with the essentials, the things that are going to let us know when dangerous times are coming. So let's go to our science menu here. And taking a look through, we need 2 gold and 2 boards for our winterometers. So I'm going to go to my refining menu, and let's whip out 2 boards here. There we go. Got that boring chore over with. And then I think I have gold in one of these chests. Let's take a look here. Yes, indeed I do. So we'll take the gold nuggets out. And then I don't really know where I want to place this. It should probably be within the vicinity of my base, the general area. Let's go down to here, and we'll grab that. And I suppose I'll put it right... Oh, maybe right here. No, that's going to be in the way of my berry bushes. Let's go right there. That's going to look fine. That'll be mighty fine, just fine. And so we'll go back down to here, and let's take a look at our other buildings that we can produce. And we would like a rainometer as well. And so let's make ourselves 2 things of ropes. And once we've got those, we'll go back through and grab a couple boards, I believe is what it said. I wasn't paying too good of attention. Right now, I am just swamped with work, and so I'm trying to squeeze LPing in between all of the work that I have to get done, and it's cool. I'm actually using this as my break. Whenever I take my time off, you know, to take like my 15 or my 30, I'm like, I think I'll record an episode, because that's what I feel like doing. It's how I relax. It's how I unwind, and I know it sounds like I move really quickly when I'm on the air with you folks, but this is my unwinding time. So we have a rainometer, and we have a winterometer now. The other thing that we need to get squared away, I believe I had my grass field down here. Yes, I did indeed. We do need to grab some more grass, and then we're going to get some pine cones as well. We need to replant this grove over here, which I kind of went out with an axe. I had to axe it a question. I had to get rowdy with our wooden friends. Unfortunately, I had to drop them like they were hot or like they were made out of wood that I needed to make things. Either way works. And so now that that's out of the way, what other things? We need to get some trapping done, actually. So we can't really make too many traps at the moment. But we're stick deficient, unfortunately. So let's go track ourselves down some sticks. And I think if we go to... Oh, I don't even know. Probably right down here is a good plan. Let me make sure that I have enough space in my inventory. Let me put this gold back in a box. We'll eat these seeds real fast just to get them in our tummies. We'll also put our fertilizer away because we should try and hit 2 birds with 1 stone, or 2 hares with 1 stone, or 2 hares with 1 trap, or 2 hares with 1 razor, whichever way you want to do it. And we've actually got hound's teeth sitting there too, and that's a lot better. I don't like how I don't have any food when I'm going out on these adventures, but at least we've got the bare basics that we're going to need. So we're going to have to make a pretty good walk down to the southwest end of the map, down to probably right here to grab most of the things that we're going to need. But it should be alright. We'll pick up seeds and things of that nature along the way just to keep ourselves slightly fed. I think seeds give you like 3 to 4 points of hunger. They really aren't that useful. We're doing quite well on sanity, actually. We've got more than enough poo gathered. We have a huge hoard of poo. We are quite the poop smiths. I don't know, does Homestar Runner still make videos? When I was like in high school, like a decade ago, we used to watch Homestar Runner when it first came out. Like long ago when it was first it was one of those original... kind of internet cartoons that you don't see anymore, like back in the naive day where everything wasn't affected by the rules of the internet, where you could still get away with making semi-funny type experimental cartoons. Does Homestar Runner still exist? I'm gonna have to Google it after this and see. I'm willing to bet he's trying to ride that train into the ground by now. I haven't seen anything by Strong Bad or anything of that nature in quite some time. I think the last time somebody linked me something from Strong Bad emails was years and years and years ago. I don't really know. I should probably check it out, though, given how large of a fan I was. I think I had seen almost every single one at one point or another, and that was back when he only had, like, 30 or 40 videos. That was a long time ago, so we're going to get back to gathering now. We need to get ourselves some sticks. Actually, I've got a shovel with me, so I may try and dig up some of these mushrooms and see what these do. I haven't played in a while since they put them in, so let's dig it up. Blue caps. I don't know what those are going to do, but we'll experiment with them in a little bit. It could be quite deadly. I've heard that some of the new items in the game can be quite hazardous to your health. They can be very much the catalyst for unfortunate happenings, unfortunate doings, unfortunate goings and comings and so forth. But if you don't live on the edge, you're never going to gain anything in this game. So Let's see if we can figure out what most of them do. We've also got some berry bushes down here. Now, we have more than enough of those. I would rather not stock up on any further berry bushes. We have plenty of those up to the north of our base. I think we're sitting around 14 to 15 of them, and we've got nighttime approaching already. It feels like the days are getting shorter, the nights are getting colder, and we're going to have to get bolder before winter shows up. Otherwise, we're not going to have the things we need. On the agenda right now, at some point, we're going to have to go out and shave beefaloes. Now, it is day 10, which means we are officially ending the grace period that the game gives you. So you've got about 10 to 20 days of a grace period before things start getting dangerous. So things that were once friendly, like our beefalo friends, will then become angry and grumpy, and they'll try and kill you. And the hounds begin to ramp up, and as time goes along, you get more and more hounds. Now, I did want to gather up some of the things right here, some of these beehives, kind of beat these apart, get some honeycombs, try and get things rolling a little bit quicker than we have before. I was semi-contemplating moving more saplings close to my base, and I guess it couldn't kill me. I might as well grab a couple while I'm down here. I think we've got about 2 minutes of daylight left. The best way to eyeball, if you're new to the game, is just take the wedges and multiply them by like a minute and a half, and that tends to be how much time you have. I think we're sitting at about, I'd say we probably have like 2-3 minutes, maybe tops, if we're really, really lucky. Our sanity has been holding out pretty well, so I'm beginning to wonder if in a recent patch they lowered the amount of sanity you lose, because I've been staying up through every single night, just kind of getting work done, making sure that lots of things are moving forward, because I want to keep everything on a downhill slope. I want to keep everything moving at momentum, and I guess keeping things on the downhill is probably not the best way to describe it, because that's usually like a negative connotation, but in this case, I think it'll work out. Now, we've got some red caps here too. I don't really know what those are going to do for us. Red caps. Sounds like a candy. Sounds like one of those cheap candies that like Brock's or somebody like that makes, or I don't even know how to say that. Brock's. They've got the CH at the end, so Bratches, if you really wanted to be unsophisticated about it. Bratches jelly beans. Anyways, let's grab these last couple saplings. We've got a few logs left in our inventory. I'm going to try and pitch our camp as close to a grouping of trees as possible. I think that I'd like to get some chopping done while we go through our eve, just to get a little bit of extra wood before we head out into the next day. We are quite depleted, and we are going to need a lot more boards before we get things done. Now, I haven't really decided on the status of our walls. We do need to come up with a strategy to keep people the hell away from us so that we can have our peace. So we can have our peace and not have things running up on us at every given moment. I thought I heard hounds just a second ago, but I don't actually think there's hounds coming. I would additionally like to hunt some spoiders, I think. I would like to get out there and kill a couple spiders to see if I can get some of their glands. I don't know what gland it is, but it seems like if you rub it on yourself, it seems to have healing effects. I'm going to pray that it's not an anal gland, because that would kind of be ironically disgusting if we could only heal ourselves by rubbing the anuses of our fallen foes all over our body. So I'm going to sincerely hope that that's not the case. Can we cook these? Oh, you can. So what happens if I take a gamble on this, the red cap? Let's eat it. And it looks like it hurt my sanity, and I don't really think it helped my hunger. I'm also going to bring the pine cones along with me, because I feel like our grove is not large enough up near our base, so I would like to keep that growing a little bit. I'd like to have 20 to 30 trees ready to go before we get too far into our little story, our little adventure, you and I. And there's also some carrots here. That's going to be nice. We get some sliced carrots, get those going. I don't feel like I have enough twigs, so unfortunately, since there's no twig supply near us, I am going to make myself another shovel, and I am unfortunately going to spend yet another episode digging away. Just digging a hole there, boss. Digging up a twig there, boss. Dig up the twig there, Luke. And so we're going to keep on digging all this stuff up. And taking a brief, I actually think we're in uncharted territory right now. We are indeed. And this is a very large area. I kind of wish that I had built my base down here, but then I'd be running for poo all the time to fertilize things. And once winter comes around, the only means by which we have to get our crops nice and plump and ready to be consumed is going to be by fertilizing them. Because once winter comes around, we're going to end up not having the growth that we would like. Now, what other things are in the vicinity here? Yeah, I think it's going to be worth it. I wasn't trying to pick a fight with bees this soon, because it is going to eat up our inventory space. Let's eat those. We'll eat those as well. Let's get our spear out, and let's see if we can get ourselves into trouble. They made the bees flinch again, which is good. The bees actually went through a brief period in which they would no longer flinch when you would hit them, and that made them very difficult. They made them a tough encounter to handle, and now we got 4 bees coming out. They are sallying out from their bee fort to come and fight with us, and so the best way to do this is to kind of kite them around and make sure that they can't close distance with you. Now, they do seem to have kind of telepathic bee powers. They are telekinetically hitting me from a long distance, unfortunately. Luckily, they don't really hurt that much, so we can kind of just stand our ground and beat them to death. These are the warrior bees, and they tend to hunt you pretty viciously, but they don't really deal that much damage, so maybe they took a nerf to their overall attack power. They haven't been lifting their bee weights. They haven't been out on the bee yard pulling up those bee barbells. That's a tough word. Bee barbells. And so we've got honeycomb there. Honeycomb is one of the prime things that we're going to need in order to get our personal honeycombs built. Honeycombs are one of my favorite cereals, by the way. That can be our question of the day. If you're a cereal eater, what's your favorite cereal? That's a tough call for me because as I've gotten older, I've gotten kind of geezery. Like, I haven't gotten to the corn nuts phase of my life yet, or grape nuts. That's what it is. It's not corn nuts, it's grape nuts. That's what it is. I haven't gotten to that phase of my life yet, and honestly, I don't really know if cereal is like a global thing, like if everybody eats cereal. I have no idea, to be honest, but my breakfast cereal of choice, if I have to pick like a sugary one that's probably terrible for me, is going to be Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You guys throw down what your favorite down is in the comments. Unfortunately, it's not nighttime, and I kind of spilled the beans on that one a little bit early, but it's okay. Things will work out. I'm going to eat the rest of those seeds, and before we run out of time here, while we're down in this grove, let's chop a few more trees. Let's get a few more trees chopped away, because that's the only job that I have left that I really want to take care of at this point. If we can get a couple trees chopped, I think I can say that I'm happy. I think I can be content with my woody supply. And there we go. Get a few more pine cones, a few more logs to make some boards, because we are going to need boards to house our bees once we get a little further in. I should probably not pass up the chance to grab a few more sticks, because we are out in the sticks. Ironically, being out in the sticks in this case means that we have no sticks near us, which is a little strange. It's a little bit the opposite of what one might expect, but we'll deal with it. I should start charting out these wormholes and things too and figuring out where they go. I think I'm going to attack this beehive over here. The one over on the right, I think beehives will actually defend each other as well if you get yourself into trouble like that. And there's a bunch of them. You'd think with a suit made of wood, they wouldn't be able to sting me through it, but I'm not, polar bear. I'm not brown bear bee retardant yet. But that is my goal, is to be retardant. And a few of these I was hoping would drop some honey for me, but alas, no honey. I do like honey on my biscuits. The southern half of me enjoys honey on my biscuits, which, if you've ever had like a Pillsbury biscuit, or even better, a homemade biscuit, those things are amazing. Although they aren't quite as good as croissants, or croissant, as some people like to call them. I had somebody correct me at a party one time. I was at like a shindig, a area in which we all, it's a convention of people, a party basically, and they had croissants on a table, and I was like, oh my god, croissants. And somebody was like, actually, they're called croissants. And I was like, yeah, okay, I guess. Pretentious ass. But some people just gotta, I don't know, some people just gotta give it. I have no clue why. Some people, it's pronounced croissant. It's fine. It's fine. Do you really care how I pronounce croissant? I'm willing to bet that you don't. And if you do, I would assume that you probably have better things in life to worry yourself with. Let's head back to our base. I'm more than willing to bet that if we stick to the roads, we can make it back to base in time. We get these trees planted and pick up any seeds we see by the way. I've left the other crop of seeds in the chest up to the top left of our base. Ooh, a coelephant dirt pile. Okay. That's going to be another thing that we want to get done. I don't know how long we have until winter gets here, but I'm going to make the brash assumption that it is closing in on us, and I took a wrong turn. This is why I should always bring a road map everywhere, or at least a field map, something that can keep me posted in the proper direction, but unfortunately, I got nothing. Well, I do. All I have to do is hit the tab key. I'm just too lazy most of the time to actually do it. So let's head back up this way, and I think there's going to be plenty of things to occupy ourselves with through the night. We've got more than enough stone. We've got about a 40 stack of stone. That's good. That's going to keep us stocked for the future and keep us more or less not having to worry about getting our stony supply taken care of. Let me plant the rest of these before we lose our daylight. I can't do that, Splattercat, he said in a satiric movie quoting manner, I guess, and then we'll get the rest of those trees planted so I don't have to walk so far. It looks like my stick farm is ready to roll. That is amazing. Let's see if we can get, I don't know if I have time. So our berry bushes are starting to sprout up. Let's get a fire made real fast. We don't have a lot of logs, so unfortunately we are going to have to use some of these, and let's plant the rest of these. because I am happy with my stick supply, but since the run is so long, in the off chance that I need just like 50 sticks, and I need them Johnny on the spot, if it's like a non-negotiable stick need, like I just wake up one morning, I'm like, you know what I need? I need some sticks. And so I end up lacking. Like I pick all my sticks, and unfortunately there's not enough, and then I sit around just being grumpy and generally irritable about the fact that I have no sticks. So we're going to try and get that resolved. Now, our science machine, the other thing that I said that I had wanted to do during the course of this episode was either to make an ice box, which we don't have the gears. They changed the materials you need to make an ice box, unfortunately. But we can make a crock pot, I think. So let's get that done while nightfall is here. It looks like we need 3 stone blocks, so we'll grab those out of here. We've got 1 there. And then we'll grab the rest of this stone. And he's telling me he's hungry, so let's just eat some honey. There we go. And the honey typically helps with your food, or your health situation as well. So you can see my little heart meter went back up. That's amazing because we did take a little bit of damage during our little war with the bees. And so now we've got that. Let's make some stone blocks. We need 2 more. And so uno and a dos. And then we will grab the 6. Ha! Perfect. Perfect planning. And then what else do we need? Let me make sure one more time that I have everything that I needed. Oh, we have it all. Okay. Have it all. That sounds like a medicine. If you've been having respiratory problems and anal leakage, try have it all. And so let's put the crock pot, oh, I don't know. It would probably be convenient right here, maybe? Sure. And up it goes. That was the quickest grill that I've ever built. And so I'm willing to bet that we're actually going to have a late winter this time. I don't think we're actually going to get hit with an early winter. So let me plant, well, I'm going to grab as many berries off here as possible. One thing that you'll learn if you have a berry farm is that gobblers will show up and try and ruin your life. So I'm going to try and grab these berries as quickly as possible. There we go. And now that we've got ourselves a fistful of berries, we can actually start producing better foods for ourselves. That is the point of this grill down here, or this crock pot. Looks like we got a little bit of corn as well. That's going to work in our favor. Let me store some of these materials from earlier on in the day. So we're going to put our honeycombs next to the poo. I don't think the bees are going to care what their home smells like. I mean, they might. We might get some slightly snarky letters from the Homeowners Association of the Bees, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. I'm going to cook up these seeds and devour them. There we go. I'm going to... It looks like the red cap does help hunger. It just injures you a little bit. So that's okay. I don't know what the... I think I tried the blue caps already to make myself go insane, quite possibly in another playthrough. Let's grab the other seeds. Where did I put you? Seeds! There they are. And so we've got a handful of seeds here. And then we'll just plant those. And let me grab this pomegranate, this lapin. I think they're called pommes, like P-O-M-M-Es in French. I don't know. Maybe if I have any, I don't know if I have any French-Canadian viewers, but I think they're called like pommes. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. I'm not multilingual, unfortunately. I just have what I pick up. My linguistic education is not so good. I speak Spanish reasonably well, but that's just kind of a side effect of living in California. You kind of have to. You're not going to make it if you don't. Now, let's make ourselves some traps because we do need to get some meat drying as well. I'd love to have a huge supply of beef jerky before we go into the winter because it pretty much never goes bad. It will sit around forever before you end up in a situation where it rots and falls out of your inventory. So we do have the fortunate occurrence that we have a giant rabbit colony over here, a rabbit city, and rather than befriend them, we are just going to go over here and just kill them like crazy. It seems like there's a lot more over in here, so if these traps on the left aren't as beneficial as one might hope, I'll kind of supplant them. I'll pick them up and put them back over here, but I would assume since there's a hole there's probably something living in it, and I think that places me right about where I want to end this episode. I did want to keep it right around the 20-minute mark, so my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here today in this Let's Play of Don't Starve. I know that this series has been going for a while, but I did want to play it through one more time with all the launch options enabled, and so I hope you're enjoying it. That being said, I hope you enjoyed enough to visit me next time. Make sure to check out as well, I don't plug this very often, but I do have a Facebook page. It's linked on the channel page, and I also have a Twitter. I link all the videos whenever I post them through Twitter, and on Facebook I actually ask a lot of questions for how you guys can help me develop the channel. So if you want to throw in your input, you want to be part of the community, please feel free to join me on Facebook, and I will see you guys there. So all that out of the way, take care, everybody, and I'll see you next time.